So I have Daisy on today with Unfiltered Beauty Podcast.
Yeah.
She used to work for us, so you might recognize her. She left working mom life as, she left working for us to go home and be with her babies. And so now that she's a stay-at-home mom, I want to know, who's your favorite kid?
Oh, stop it.
Which one? Now that you're home with them all the time,
Stop
you have to have a favorite now, right? So which one?
Oh, I can't. Sam, don't do that to me. You have 3 kids. You cannot do that to me.
I will just
And
say
actually-
my son because he's the only boy.
Stop it. He is pretty damn cute. And actually I have 3 because you forgot about Ollie.
Okay, Ollie,
Yeah.
special guest today
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So out of all 3 of them, which one?
You know what? I have to say, I love them both, like literally equally. You can call BS, but that is real life. But come on, having a mini you, like having a little girl, there is just like a piece of my heart. Like looking back on childhood photos, even like she's
Mhm.
my mini me. Like we are identical twins. And that is just like the coolest thing in the entire world as a mom.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She really is a mini you.
Like I have people literally stop us in the grocery store, like older people, younger, like anyone.
Yeah.
And they just have to comment like, she is your spitting image. And
Yeah.
it melts my heart.
She really is. And it's
Yeah.
crazy because what your husband looks like, I'm
Oh.
like, your kids do not
At
like
all.
they are so you.
I know. We were talking about that the other day because my husband has dark eyes and like jet black hair
Yes.
and like dark skin even. And like both my kids, like Nora is getting blonder by the day this summer. Like she has like platinum blonde highlights and River is like darkening a little bit.
Mhm.
But I'm like, and they have blue eyes, like light blue eyes and light skin. Like what happened there?
Your
Aaron's like,
genes,
you have some explaining to do.
your genes are like max level in those kids.
They must be.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, they're the best. And stay-at-home mom life, like it's been so hard. Just the transition. I wouldn't say hard's the right word, but just I've been like a career woman my whole adult life. And so stepping back to be with my kiddos, it's like not only do I get like the aspect of that, but it's like kind of soul searching for myself and just realizing that I am a whole human being and my value is not just in my work. So I feel like unwiring my brain from work is my purpose to it's okay. I can be a mom and this is my identity. This is my purpose and that's okay. So it's been so good. It's been like very healing for me, I would say, because I just realized in work I would bury myself. And that's why I'm such a good employee because I give my whole heart and soul to my work. So it's been really cool. It's been awesome.
So
But I miss you guys.
I know.
I miss you guys so much. Like it hurts. It kind of stings.
Yeah. So, most days I'm like, dang, damn it, Daisy. I wish you were still here. Like, especially when he's making me do something that I'm like, I'm not a billing person. I can give you shots all day long, but I do not know anything about insurance.
Right.
And I'm like, damn it, Daisy.
I know.
Damn it.
I know. I miss you guys. I wish I could just be hired on to be like, the social, just work a little bit, but mostly just be with the girls.
Yeah.
Get my talks, get my treatments.
It's so fun.
Hey, but I'll never stop getting my treatments.
I know. And it's always a treat when I see you on my schedule. I'm like, yes, Daisy's coming in.
Fun.
Yeah. So you've been getting Botox since you were
18.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe that? I like kind of don't like to tell people that because I feel like I get a lot of shit for it. Like, why do you need Botox? Why would you get Botox at that age? And to be honest, like it just was around. Like I worked with Dr. McCrae and I just wanted to try it. And I loved it. I feel like Botox, it not only just, smooths everything out, but it gives you like this Botox glow that nobody really talks about.
Absolutely.
And you apply your makeup and it's just like beautiful and flawless and shimmery. Like, why don't people talk about that?
I don't know, but that's like the first thing that I tell patients. I'm like, you're
Yeah.
gonna love your skin after this. It's just gonna
Mm-hmm.
look so good,
Glowy.
so
Yes.
glowy, so hydrated. I don't know. It's the magic of Botox.
It really is. But anyway, that kind of opened the floodgates. Like Botox at 18, I've been consistently getting it every like 3 months for however many years now? 8 years?
Yeah, and you
Like,
don't need very much
no,
now, right? I
right.
think that's, people seem to think that you can't get Botox until you are trying to fix the wrinkles,
Sure.
trying to go back in time. But in
Yes.
reality, if you start before
Yep.
you get those deep lines, you'll never really need a whole lot of tox
It's
in
so
your
true.
face. And for you, we do very minimal amounts and it lasts and it
Mm,
works great. And you don't have to try and fix anything. It's
right.
already like you'll never have a wrinkle.
I'm so excited. I know. I love it. I'm addicted. Yeah. I can't stop. Won't stop.
Yeah. For me, it's so funny because when I started working at Mountain West, I had never even tried Botox or anything like that.
It's so
And
crazy.
and then I got pregnant pretty quick after I started working. So I didn't honestly try Botox until like the year after Ethan was born.
How did I
So
not know
I
that?
know. And I think
That's
I was still
crazy.
breastfeeding. I got a little bit around my crow's feet, but I didn't really get any in my forehead until I don't know, the end of 2022, something like that. And so it hasn't been that long. And I look back on videos with Steph and I'm like, gosh, girl, you should have gotten tox by then. Like, you should
Totally.
have
Yeah.
started, like, those lines on my
Oh, yeah.
forehead when I'm making expressions, I'm like, "Dang, girl, you have no idea
It's
what
like
you're
when you
missing out
look back
on."
on old pictures of the brows and you're like, "Girlfriend,
Yes.
what was I doing? Stop. Like, why did nobody tell me?"
I know,
Right?
I
Like,
know.
just get the tox, get a little filler. It's all good. Like, it's all
Yes.
good.
Mhm.
Nobody's gonna judge you, and if they do, shame on them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's such a stigma around getting tox or getting fillers, and I mean, why? There shouldn't be. I
Why do you
mean,
think that is? Like, what's your genuine opinion?
I think people just don't understand that what the difference between a good injector and their work and a bad
Mhm.
injector and their work. And I think the people that go to these injectors that don't tell them no
Sure.
and they just overfill, I
Mhm.
think they perceive that as what all tox and filler is going to look like. And
So
really,
true.
in reality, tox is not going to change your facial features. It might give you some lift, it might open up your eyes, it
Mhm.
might relax your wrinkles and your expressions, but it's not going to make you look overfilled. And I think that's why people stay away from it because
Totally
they don't want to look crazy.
overdone, right.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is I feel like, and you can speak for this, I mean, there are those patients out there who do like the overdone look, and I feel like also, like, a little bit of I don't know if the right term would be body dysmorphia comes into play because, like, they just they like the results and they keep going, and then, like you said, there's the injectors out there who are willing to keep going, and it
Mhm.
just reaches this point where it's like, it's just so far gone and unnatural
Right.
that it's like, as an injector, you can't fix that, and it's more of like a, a mental illness kind of coming into play. And
Mhm.
so that's hard in your role because it's like, at Mountain West, you guys aren't going to support that because it's
Yeah.
your name too, and it's the safety and health of the patient. And then it just breaks my heart, like being a mom of a little girl. I mean, and boys too. Like it's so sad. It makes you think like, how can we prevent like you want them to be able to enjoy these treatments, right? Like I
Mhm.
love Botox. I get filler. I've had many treatments done and I'll continue to do that. But it's like, how do you enjoy and take advantage without taking it to that like extreme level?
Yes. And there's some patients that are afraid of just getting like simple cheek filler that they're going to look too
Sure.
much. Or even right after, they're like, wow, this is a lot. But it's like you're swollen and we're giving you back what you've lost. You're so used to your face, like, and the way it looks and the loss of that structure of the cheek, for instance, that seeing yourself with cheeks again,
Right.
it's a big change.
Totally.
And I always tell patients, like, I'm not trying to make you look overdone or more than what you used to have. I'm trying to give you back what you've lost.
Yep.
And so I think having patients realize that and are accepting that I'm looking at you in a different perspective than you see yourself.
Right.
And you're saying that you have these issues, and I'm telling you that cheeks are going to help.
Right. As a professional.
Yeah. That you go by that and you trust me. And then you're seeing, oh, wow, I have cheeks again.
Right.
You know, I have that structure. But I do understand that there's, you know, a lot of people that want more.
Right.
And
But I think that's what makes you so talented, you know, in your profession is it's like you can see you have fresh eyes and you're not going to take somebody too far. And you know, like the natural anatomy of the face, you're not going to make it look fake.
Right.
Like,
and a lot of times I get, like, especially with lips, they're like, I want big, you know?
Yeah.
And
that's
I'm
me,
like,
Sam. That's
you
me.
gotta just be more natural. Like,
Right.
you don't need
Totally.
a whole lot just to give you a little bit of hydration back and things like that. Like, I don't want to take you too extreme. And I have to see that for myself too, because I've had a little bit of lip filler, only half of a syringe, but there's times when I'm like, oh, I need someone to fix that.
Totally.
Or maybe I could do a little bit more. And I'm like, no, Sam,
Right.
you don't need it.
It's so true. Like, it is hard when you do get started in cosmetic treatments. Like, it is hard. You do overanalyze your face and kind of obsess over every little detail. And again, going back to like the body dysmorphia, that's where you have to be so careful because it's like, you know, especially if you have kids, like they're watching you and it's okay to add just that little bit. But again, like the lip filler thing, I've had my lips done, Sam, how many times? Like, I think I've probably done my lips like 15 times. And that's being like totally realistic, not over exaggerating. And every time, like, I do obsess over like the little details and like, oh, I want this more full. Oh, I think I like them bigger, you know? And it's just like, you really have to be careful once you get started. Like, you just have to be careful. Moderation.
Yes.
And my situation is different too because I metabolize, like I burn through the filler. So it's not like it sticks around. But I've just noticed that like with each time getting it done, like not to be over obsessive because it's hard as women. It is.
Yeah.
Especially like with cameras in our face all the time and social media and just all of it. It's in your face and
Yep. I know that my middle child is going to be like, let's do this. Can I do that? She's going to be so much into looks.
Do your girls wear makeup yet?
No. Okay. Well, I mean, play makeup, but
do you have rules on that? Like, do you have boundaries yet?
I don't. No. I feel like my husband does.
Yeah.
He's like, no. And
Daddy's
I think, oh yeah, he's very much, he's very strict in that aspect. And I'm very much not the strict parent.
That's so us. That's funny.
Yeah.
We're opposites though. Like,
yes.
I'm the strict parent. He's like loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
You always like, I feel like every couple, you've got one and the other. Like, it's just...
it's totally true. And it's funny because as a nurse, you would think that I'm type A. And I'm very much type A in like the work setting, but in every aspect of my life other than work, I'm very much casual, cool, like go with the flow.
But that's what makes you such a fun person. Like, honestly, you really are. I feel like that's a hard mold to have though, too. Like type A in the workplace, which is a really good thing. And then just like you said, type B, relax, go with the flow. Like, I'm trying to be more of that in my personal life because I am, like, so type A.
Yeah.
It's like, relax, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
And I see
all
that,
good.
like, in my husband, I see that, and I see that in my oldest.
Do you?
I see them, they're so similar
Mhm.
in the way that they're so routine oriented,
Oh, yeah.
and they're very, like, structured,
Yes.
and I'm like and I see the way that my daughter handles situations where there's something stressful and she
Yep.
just can't handle it. She's like, "Things
Totally.
aren't going the way that I expect them to," and
Yep.
I'm just like, "You just gotta
That's so my
relax
oldest, too.
and
It's
go with the
hard.
flow.
Yep.
Things happen."
Yep.
And so I'm trying to instill, that we can incorporate both
Yes.
personalities in life
Totally.
and they'll be good and stress less.
Yes. Absolutely. I feel like and which of your girls is that?
That's my
Okay,
oldest.
because River, my oldest, is like he is very type A and just like that too, like stressful situations, like he kind of just shuts down, like
Mhm.
it's just too overwhelming. And he also is like same, very scheduled, routine oriented, like super type A, rule follower. Like it's
Mhm.
just so funny. And then you have my youngest who's like free spirit, zero fear, life of
Yeah.
the party, like she is just like her own vibe, literally.
Yeah.
And it is just so funny how they can be polar opposites. It's like me and my husband. Like we've
Yeah.
got type A and free spirit, YOLO, like
Yeah.
life is good, no worries.
Yeah.
Like good for you guys.
It's
I want to be more like you, to be honest. Like
I mean, I'm trying to, raise my girls and work and do all the things, be like super mom over here, but
but you really are super
oh,
mom and the extracurriculars
yeah,
and
it's a lot.
church and all the things, being a good friend and good wife and yeah.
Mhm.
But you're killing it, Sam. Like, seriously though, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I
Thanks.
really do.
Yeah, I try, and it's not like I'm trying to portray this life on social media. That's totally not how it is, but it truly is. Like I am juggling so much stuff that I'm trying to just not necessarily um get rid of some things, but I'm
Right.
trying to give my all
Yep.
to
And how to
everything.
find that perfect balance. And
Mhm.
I feel like that was my biggest reason for having to take a step back just from my career is it's like it just felt like something had to give. Like with, my husband and his travel schedule and work and the kids getting older and extracurriculars and trying to maintain like friendships and a social life and just all the things it just like feels too much sometimes.
Yeah.
And I just knew that something needed to change. And again, like going back to career woman, like it is so hard. Being a working mom is so hard, but also you love it. You do it out of like love and passion. And so to make that decision for me was like, so hard, but honestly, so rewarding. And I'm so glad to be here today too with you. Like it's so cool. And to maintain like our friendship
Yeah.
and still be involved, as much as I can. But no, you are like seriously an inspiration. Like you manage and juggle a lot. And 3 kiddos, like, I
I know.
mean, get it, girl.
I
You're
know.
gonna look back though, and honestly, like it just goes so freaking fast. And you're doing it.
It does. It does. It's crazy to think that I'll have a 10-year-old soon. And I'm just like, where did the time go? Like, I just remember her being in my belly.
So wild.
And
Like
it's
yesterday,
crazy. Yeah.
literally.
Yeah. And just seeing her grow and change and like
Mhm.
say certain things. I'm like, how, like,
Do you remember the girl's birth?
yes.
And your son, I mean, your son was way more recent, but like, do you
Mm-hmm.
remember vividly?
Oh, yeah, and it's so funny because my husband can't even remember their birthdays,
Stop
and
it.
I remember their due dates, and I remember what led up to it. I
Everything.
remember the days they were conceived even, like, I just
Oh
remember
my
everything,
gosh. I
everything.
didn't know that about
Oh,
you.
yeah.
You're a little detail,
I'm like an
like,
elephant.
memory. Yeah.
At least with that stuff,
Do
like,
you have, like, a visual memory or what? Like,
Um,
why do you remember those? Because I,
yeah,
like, panic when somebody asks me my kid's birthday. I'm like, I know them, like, I
yeah.
know them, but it's just, like, being on the spot, you
Oh,
know?
yeah. I
Like,
know,
"Oh,
I
shit."
know. Even, like, their due dates, like, my
That's
husband will be
crazy.
like, "How do you even know their due dates?"
I
I was like,
definitely
"'Cause
don't
I
remember.
was counting down to those days from, like, the moment I found out I was pregnant." You know, you're,
Literally.
like, just constantly like, "This day, this day, this day." And so,
Mhm.
yeah, I remember I can vividly picture the days that they were born, like, leading up to it even. Um,
Do you have a favorite birth?
I would say probably my last.
Really?
Yeah, I think because it was I feel like with each one, there was some worry, like some sort of
Mm.
worry. It wasn't perfect. I mean, they're all healthy, but there was some sort of worry. With my first one, she came out super white, super blue. They had
Mm.
they rushed NICU in. They wouldn't let me hold her right away.
Oh.
They had stopped my epidural, so I felt everything when I was pushing.
Oh, no.
And so and my first epidural failed with her. So just like nothing was perfect in that
Sure.
one.
Mhm.
But and then with my second one, she was coming out so fast, my doctor wasn't there. And they were
No.
telling me not to push. I just worked literally 12-hour shift
Oh my
in the
gosh.
hospital. I walked upstairs at 6 a.m. after working all night long to have her, and I ended up getting admitted at 7, had her around noon. So, I mean, and then I
You're
just
kidding.
lost sleep from then on, I feel
Literally,
like.
yeah, literally.
And then with my son, when they broke my water, I was, I think, like 4 days overdue, and I just always had anxiety with him, and I don't know if
Mhm.
it was because I just felt like it was my first boy, I didn't like being pregnant with him at all, or because every other birth was fine, nothing bad happened, and I'm like, "Okay, my third one, something's
Right.
bad's gonna
Something's
happen."
gonna
And then
happen,
they
yep.
break my water, and there was meconium.
Oh,
And I
no.
was like, "Great." So they had to have NICU there. But I
Mm.
feel like with him, everything was just so easy. You know, like having him, like I didn't feel any pain. I didn't feel any anxiety. My doctor was very reassuring about it, about the meconium and everything. So I just felt like with him, it just kind of felt better. And
I
like,
love that,
with
yeah.
pain wise, anxiety wise. So I think that, and I also knew he was my last one,
Totally, so you
you
just gotta,
know.
like, savor and soak
I
in every
did.
moment.
I
Yep.
very much did not like being pregnant with him. Like,
Mhm.
if it wasn't for him and how I felt the entire pregnancy, I probably would have like been okay being like a surrogate or something.
Totally,
Like
right?
I was done having kids for myself, but like I loved being pregnant with my girls. But then with him, I was like sick the whole
Yeah, done.
time.
Okay, that's so funny you say about surrogacy because like, totally wanna be a surrogate, but my husband is like, hard no. Like,
Yeah.
that is a hard no,
Yeah.
which I, of course, respect, but I just love being pregnant, like,
Yeah.
right? And some women it's so interesting, like, some women love it, and it's a beautiful experience, and they love the birth, and some women just absolutely hate it and have horrible, you know, side effects and not side effects, what's the word that I'm
Just
looking for?
experiences like
Totally.
they yeah.
Just super sick and stuff, and
Yeah.
it makes you feel so bad, like, I was lucky enough to like, both my pregnancies went fairly smooth. I mean, of course, there's hiccups along the way,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's just so interesting. We all
Yeah.
have just such a different experience,
Yeah.
and that's like I love hearing people's birth stories, and I feel like most women do,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's
Yeah.
just so
Yeah.
fascinating and fun and, like, so cool as humans that we all,
Yeah.
get to do that, and
And we experienced that. And it's so I just feel in general like carrying a baby is so magical. It's so amazing that you're literally creating life inside of
absolutely.
you.
Yes.
It's so rewarding. The feeling of it, like feeling the baby move inside of you. And it's like, I don't understand when people say, I mean, and this may be controversial, but when they say like they aren't connected, or like it's my body and
Sure.
all of this stuff. It's like, well,
Mhm.
you're sharing and you're creating, and like
Truly.
this baby literally
Right.
relies on you
For
to give you
everything.
life, and
Literally, yeah.
you're it's crazy, like your body gives everything to this baby. And
Mhm.
in turn, like I'm giving everything to this
Literally.
baby.
Yeah.
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 It's so amazing.
Mhm.
So amazing.
And haven't you heard, like, I don't know how exactly it goes, but the DNA that's carried, like,
Yes.
from all of the women in the family down, and like it's literally in your child.
Yeah.
Like DNA back, I don't know how many generations,
Mhm.
but it's so cool.
I
So,
know.
so cool.
I think just realizing that your body can create something
Mhm.
that's going to continue creating.
I'm not saying the DNA thing right now that I think about it. I'm definitely not saying that right. Of
You're
course, the
you
DNA, but it's like
Yeah.
I think it's the female. What is it?
Mitochondrial DNA.
Okay.
Female portion.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's like the female. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know, of course, DNA is like in the
your
child,
blood
but
is mixing with
yes,
their blood,
and it's specifically with like the female side, I believe. But anyway,
Mhm.
moving on.
Yeah. It's just
It is
amazing.
very,
Yeah.
very cool. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And because it's funny because Daisy, like, she gets her toes done.
Yes.
But
Oh,
I
yes.
get my nails done. Like, I would rather like do my toes myself
That is
than
so
do my
funny.
hands, because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm terrible at doing my own hands, but I can do my toes like flawless.
That cracks me up. I don't know. I just feel like pedicures, like I have literally since I started working at like the age of 14,
Uh-huh.
like a pedicure, I just go once every 3 or 4 weeks, and that is just like
Your
I
thing.
can't not have them done.
Yeah.
And people that I see in public without okay, first, like I don't have a foot fetish, but like I do like to profile people like based on their feet
Uh-huh.
and their toes and stuff. Okay. It's just me.
So hide your toes.
Yes,
around Daisy.
That's right, literally.
She will judge
Yeah,
you.
I will. Like I absolutely will. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no, like I don't understand how you could not have your toes done.
Yeah.
Like you have to have your toes done.
Yeah.
And like your heels, like we can't have calluses and crusty. No crusties. Yeah, like we just can't.
Don't look at my toes
We
and
can't.
my feet.
I'll help you. I'll give you one. But
No,
like they've got to be done,
yeah.
you know?
I feel like that's like a pamper. Like when I get a pedicure, I feel like my toenails don't like grow like crazy like my nails do.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel like I need a pedicure
fair.
as often
But
as
like
my
you're okay
manicure.
with regular polish on your toes?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
But I
No.
have gel on my nails because
You always have the best nails.
I
though.
have like I just go through my nails so bad.
Totally.
I crack them, break them.
And you like work with your hands for a living, you know?
Yes.
So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I gotta have them nice and
That's right.
decent. But I do go like every 4 weeks.
and
Not
you
too
always have like
crazy.
the fun designs and stuff. I don't know. I have like a little bit of OCD. And so the whole like polish on my nail thing, I don't know. They grow out, they chip.
Mhm.
I just really like the natural. I'm also like the color coordinating, like if the toes don't match the nails, you know,
She's
the OCD
OCD.
just like kicks in and I just can't. So yeah, I just have refrained. I do my own at-home gel. Like I told you I have like a clear pink and like a nude and that's it. I'm
Mhm.
like
What is
simple when it comes to that.
What does your husband think of like you doing treatments and your
Like cosmetic
nails
treatments,
and all
nails.
that stuff and hair?
He loves that I get a pedicure. He's not a foot fetish like I am. He doesn't have a foot fetish. But he loves my toes done.
Uh-huh.
For cosmetic treatments, my husband, he kind of rolls his eyes at me. He thinks it's a little bit ridiculous. And I feel like most men like don't really get it, you know? Like they feel like it's just like, why are you doing that? You don't need that.
Yeah.
That's silly. You don't need that. And I feel like it's not I don't do it for him. I do it for me, right? When like most women do the treatment for them to make themselves feel better.
Mhm.
For whatever reason that looks like. But I'll continue to do cosmetic treatments. Sorry, honey, like I love you, but I'll continue.
Yeah.
What does your husband think?
It's funny because when I first started at Mountain West, he's like, you're gonna go crazy. You're gonna try all these things. You're gonna do all these
See,
things.
it's that stigma again.
Yeah.
The overdone stigma.
Yeah.
Just so crazy.
And then, like, I feel like when I got my lips done, I came home and he never said anything. And like a week or two later, he said something about lip filler, and I straight up told him, well, I have lip filler and you didn't even notice. And then that kind of made him shut up about it, because I'm not trying to look crazy.
Right.
I think a lot of people think I have maybe cheek filler or something. The only filler I have in my face is my lips. So,
which are so natural, like you would literally never know.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the biggest thing. Again, going back to the stigma, like how do we undo that? It can be done so tastefully.
Yeah.
And guaranteed there's like, you see so many women and men out there that have had stuff done that you would have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's how it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
And there's those people out there, like we talked about, that do want the chiseled, over-defined, like, look, and good for them. That's great. But they don't get to determine the, for the rest of the people, this stigma that if you're overdone, I guess you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, there's people that look very natural that have had plenty of work done, right? Like, again, talking about me getting my lips done 15 plus times, you would think that I would have like balloons at this point, and they're not like at all.
Exactly.
So it's just it's so crazy to think about.
I know. And I'm still like, there's things that I still want to do for myself. Like, I want to do CO2 laser this winter.
Yes.
I've had liposuction, and I told Tony like the week before
I remember that. I was like nervous for you, kind of.
I know.
That's a big recovery.
I know.
That's like your free spirit rolling into play. Like me, I'd be like, I need sitters. I need new pajamas. I need like, all of these things. And Sam's just like, rolling into it.
So I need you to take me to work on next Friday. I won't be able to drive. And he's like, what? It's like, yeah, I'm getting liposuction. Because I knew he'd be like, okay, my husband is a workout fiend. Like, he works out all the time. And so, he would tell me like, oh no, just do it the natural way, or just eat better, or just work out. I'm like,
okay, but he hasn't had 3 babies.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but stuff changes after you have kids. Like in the midsection, stuff changes.
Yes.
It just does.
And it's so funny because before I had Ethan, I was like in the best shape of my life. Like in my entire life. Best shape. And then I get pregnant with Ethan, and I gain the most weight with him.
Yep.
And he's my smallest baby.
Yep.
And so it was a lot for me. And I think what I was doing the liposuction for was just not necessarily the easy way out, but I knew working out and eating healthy, like those are things that I do anyway. Maybe I could do it better. Maybe I could do it more.
Couldn't we all, though?
But like that will never fix the mom pooch.
Totally. I 1000% agree.
And a lot of times when I would do hardcore like dieting and working out, the fat that I lost isn't the fat that I want to lose. Like, I don't want to lose fat in my face. I don't want to lose my boobs or my butt. Like, I want the fat to go from my stomach and my flanks.
I'm with you.
And so now it's like, it's nice because I got rid of the unwanted fat, and I have like the curves and everything.
You got amazing results.
I know.
Like, amazing.
I love it so much. Like, I would 1000% do it again.
Yes.
It was the best decision.
And then I also just feel like it gives you that extra, little piece of motivation to keep eating healthy and doing the workouts and all these things. Because it's like, just after you have babies and kids and stuff, like, they're your priority, and you're working and you're juggling all these things. And it's just like overwhelming thinking about like, how can I do more? Like, this isn't working. And it just gives you that, like, what you need to keep going, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're happy with your body, you're happy with your results,
Yeah.
and
I
now you
don't
can do the healthy lifestyle and feel good
Yeah.
about it. It's doing something for you.
I don't see it as, like, the easy way out.
At all.
At
At all.
all.
And just like you said, you can be doing all the things. It's like the mom pooch is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like, it really is.
Your hormones are guys just work
And your
out
body
and
and uterus
they
literally carried a human life.
Yeah.
Like, and then it has to go back to its normal size.
Yeah.
Like, that's, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I am glad I did it. I would do it again.
Absolutely.
And, it also gives me the experience to tell my patients and to tell
Totally.
Dr. John's patients
Yep.
what it was like. Realistically, as a mom,
Mhm. Of
it's
3
totally
kids.
doable.
Yes.
By like 2 days I was down. And then after that, it was
Mhm.
good. So it wasn't that crazy. Um, and it's a lot safer than going and getting like crazy surgery.
Oh, totally. And yeah, the fact that you can be, up and at 'em kind of the next day, obviously, like, much slower pace, but that's wild. Because if you have actual liposuction, like, they don't keep you overnight, do they?
Well, I think, they put
It's,
you
like, so
under.
invasive.
Yeah.
So invasive.
And there's just some complications that can happen just
Mhm.
because you're under and they can perf something or whatever. But yeah, the recovery was great. I enjoyed it. It was fine and the results were amazing. So
Amazing. Yes.
definitely recommend.
Absolutely. Sam, I have to ask you, what are your, like, biggest no-nos in skincare? Like, what would you tell your patients? Or, like, if they tell you they're doing something, like, what would you just kind of gasp at?
Oh,
Have you had any situations?
tanning beds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Those are naughty. I know. But we've all had our days. You used to work at a tanning
I
salon.
did before I knew better.
We've all had our time in the tanning salon. Like,
Yes.
that was just part of it, right?
Mhm.
But we know better now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
Anything else, like, as far as, like, skincare lines or, like, things to avoid?
I mean, I think a lot of times people think that they have like this magic solution or these crazy things that will work. Like,
Sure.
but
Okay, I
ugh,
have to tell you something.
yeah.
I have something to admit.
What?
I ordered this snail serum on Amazon. It's literally snail mucin from China,
Uh-huh.
literally from China, and I got the moisturizer too. Okay.
So you're gonna put snail
It
snot all
is.
over your
I
face?
literally, the first time I used it, I had to, like, hype myself up because it is, like, gooey. Like, it is,
Ugh.
like, stringy mess, like, gross, okay? But I kinda love it.
Oh my
Like, after I
gosh.
got over the grossness of it, I think I kind of love it. And this is coming from a girl that uses all the things. I think I might like it.
That's gross.
Do we need to cut that out?
No. No. She admitted she uses snail snot
On my
on her face.
Yes.
That's like,
Okay, but I still use medical grade skincare, okay?
yeah.
Like, I do. I still use all my good stuff. You know me. I've got Epion, Skin Better.
Yeah.
I don't really use much Image anymore. But
Yeah.
I think just this serum, I really like it because my skin is, like, so dry
Mm-hmm.
that I need just, like, a lot of moisture. And it's, like, viral on TikTok, and so I just felt like I needed to try it. And
Yeah.
I never admitted to you because I don't wanna get in trouble. Because I know I can do better,
Oh my
but I
gosh.
was just so curious.
Yeah.
So, anyway, like, I don't feel like it's provided any life-changing results by any means, but I do kinda like it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's moisturizing.
I feel like that's a big thing now with TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I don't think I've ever been on TikTok. I've probably seen a few videos, but I don't have TikTok. So I can't understand how so many people can do these crazy,
Right.
outlandish
I know.
skin things
I
and
know.
people
I know.
actually
Fall for it.
follow.
Okay, but here's the deal. Like, you know how Amazon will tell you like how many people have bought it? It was like 100,000 purchases. Like the reviews are insane. So I'm like, I cannot be the only one that hasn't tried this. Like, I have to try it. And it's cheap.
I
Like,
mean, okay,
and who
so
knows if it's the real thing? Like, I don't
right.
know. Definitely don't use it after treatment, right? Or
Yeah. I hear a lot too, there was on the radio when I was on my way here, they were talking about how this one influencer used like colon juice, like their own
stop
colon
it.
stuff. I mean, and they put it on their
No.
face and that's their skincare
No.
hack. And people actually followed them
Jaw
and
to the
did the
floor.
same thing. And
No.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Like,
Fecal matter.
fecal
Like, that
matter.
is like
Yeah.
your
Yeah. Yeah.
body's waste.
Yes. So I don't
No.
understand why people
Hard
think
pass.
that if your body doesn't want it, like your
No.
pee and your poop,
Right.
like what makes you want to put that back?
Yeah, no.
Like people drink their own urine and stuff. And I'm
No.
like,
No.
why?
No.
Why? You're wasting that stuff. Your body doesn't want it. So you're gonna put it back
Yeah, that I
in
just
or on your
can't
body. And I'm
get
like,
behind. No.
So, I mean, the influence that these people have,
It is
it's
crazy, though.
crazy,
It is.
especially in like newer
Absolutely.
generations when, I mean, at least for me, I'm a lot older than you.
Not really.
Like at least 10 years.
No.
I feel like, Facebook had like we had MySpace and things like
Yes.
that. I was
Yep.
like a computer programmer at like 17,
Literally
like putting music
redesigning
and
your own
stuff.
page.
Yeah.
Every week.
But like we didn't, I don't know, there wasn't that influence yet.
Totally.
And
It
that
is crazy.
obsession and like.
And also just thinking back, like these teens skincare regimens and stuff, I'm just like, I think I washed with, like, I'm lucky if I even washed my face, to be honest. Like, I don't even remember what I used. A drugstore,
Yeah.
probably apricot scrub for all I remember.
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? But it's crazy, like, thinking now, like, these teens have hundreds of dollars worth of skincare, and they're using anti-aging serums at, like, 14, 16, whatever. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I'm all about preventative, right? Like,
Well,
absolutely.
if you're under 18, you do not need to be using a retinol.
Right.
So I don't know why.
Like those active ingredients, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, I just think it's like the influence. I have a cousin who's like my oldest daughter's age, like 11. She asks her mom for like Drunk Elephant
Oh
and
my
like
goodness.
Sephora brands and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And I had someone who working at Sephora tell me like that they have all these young girls like asking for retinol and stuff like that. And
Oh
it's
my
like,
goodness.
it's crazy because yes, like you want to have good habits with your skin
Right,
like
of
early
course.
on, but not something that's going to, hurt you potentially.
Right,
You want to
absolutely.
be using the appropriate skincare for your age.
Right. And again,
Um,
like all about like these teens and young girls and having like there's nothing wrong with a good regimen and routine. Like you
Yeah.
should be washing your face at night, right? But
right.
again, we don't need like retinols and a 20-step skincare routine,
Right.
before bed. Like you're 14. Enjoy your life, right?
Yeah. And I mean, I think the biggest thing that you can do if you're young and you want to take care of your skin is to do things like hydrofacials or like using sunscreen,
Mhm.
especially, just to help prevent that hyperpigmentation, those fine lines and wrinkles, things
Sure.
like that. They're not going to come yet.
Mhm.
You're not doing anything. You're literally wasting your money.
Right.
You got to start building habits like washing your face and using sunscreen and, doing those kind of things, I think
Mhm.
are more important than trying to use skincare products that are not doing anything for
So
you.
true. So true. Does your husband laugh at your skincare lineup? Because I know what your routine looks like. What does he say?
No, he doesn't say. I mean, I've tried so many times to get him to use like products that I have
Mhm.
or like you don't have face wash? Here, use my face wash.
Yeah.
No, he
Try it
won't do
out.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? But he doesn't say anything. No.
Okay, you know what's so funny about that is my husband, he's like he's just a simple man. Like he's just so simple. And he makes fun of my skincare routine. And I've gotten better over the years. Like I've gone through phases where it's like, 10 steps and then I go down to 4 and I've got like a good groove right now. And he gives me such a hard time. And I'm like, whatever, you just don't get it. That's fine. You don't
Yeah.
need to get it. I'm going to do it for me again. It's not for you. And then like I'll bust him. Like I literally walk in on him using my products and I'm like, babe, you were just giving me shit.
Yeah.
And you're literally using my cleanser, my moisturizer. He was using, what was he using? The Trio? Or not the Trio. What's the serum called? Why can't I think of it?
Alto?
Yes, the Alto Defense Serum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, babe, this is it right here. I'm just okay to admit that I'm high maintenance. Like, right?
Yes.
It cracks me up.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I think when you see results
Totally. And you want to
on
try
your
it.
wife, like,
Right.
damn,
Yeah.
you look good. Okay,
Right.
maybe I should do it on myself.
Totally.
then.
Totally. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. Because then, like, maybe your husband, like, do you think he's tried to use your products?
I don't
Do
know.
other men do that? It's just
I
so
don't know.
funny. Like,
Yeah.
secretly, they're high maintenance under
Well,
the surface, just don't want to talk about it.
I feel like he is high maintenance in what he uses, just because in the sense that he's like obsessed with it. Like he won't use my stuff. Like he's very OCD about using his stuff.
Oh, he can't share. Okay.
He can't
That's so
like
funny.
use, because he's so scared that it's going to cause a reaction or cause him
Oh,
to break out or
sure.
something like that. He's
Yeah.
worked so hard on his skin to get it where it is now.
You guys do have the best skin.
And
like the best like natural skin tone, and your babies are so like beautiful and tan.
thank you. But
Yes.
I wish I could do Botox on his forehead, because
Oh,
that's like a washboard right there. Like
heck
lines.
yes.
I'm like, I can help
Oh,
you.
you
I
gotta
can
get
just
him
like a little
in.
sprinkle. I should just
Oh.
like come home and just like
do
hold
it.
it down.
Yep.
And just do it.
Just
But
do it.
yeah, he won't let me do it. But
There's no going back once he starts.
I know. I have so many men that come in. Either they don't tell their wives, they don't want to tell anybody. They just want to kind of not necessarily like look like they got anything done, but like soften
Totally.
those deep, deep forehead lines, or deep like what the fuck lines.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I just wish that they could say how open they are about it, and
Right.
just like, because
I don't know.
it
I
is a
say
guy
be an
thing
open
too.
book. Like, who
Yeah.
cares? We're
Yeah.
all in this life together. Who cares what you do? More props, more power to you.
Yeah.
Do what makes you feel good.
And I feel like people don't even notice.
No.
They don't
They
say like,
don't.
oh, you got Botox in your
Right.
forehead, didn't you? Like they'd say like, you look younger, you look
Right. You've
more
got a
awake,
glow.
or
Yeah.
your skin looks good, or
Right.
like you don't look tired, things like that. That's what they
Mhm.
always say. And then so you're almost like inclined not to say, oh, it's because I got Botox. Like
Right.
you want to be like, yeah, I just got
Totally.
more sleep, and
Right.
but
I'm
that
like that person that overshares. Somebody's like, oh, I like your top. Thanks. It's an Amazon fine. Like, it was $10. So when somebody like gives a compliment like that, like I feel like I need to admit like, oh yeah, I do this and this, and here's this skincare. And it's like, just take the compliment.
yeah.
Like, nobody needs to know. It's all good. Or share.
Yeah.
Or share. But yeah, it's so funny.
So are you the kind of person that likes a good deal, or do you like to buy the most expensive thing?
Oh, I definitely like a good deal.
You do?
I definitely like a good deal. Yes. Because I have a shopping addiction for sure. And I feel like a good deal like somehow brainwashes me into thinking like I could justify it because it was on sale. I got a good deal. And then like you get a really good high after your good deal shopping, right?
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's
I have to, so my thing is like, yeah, I definitely like to shop too. And
you are a
I
shopper.
know,
And
it's
like
so
clothes
hard.
is your thing.
Clothes are my thing.
Yes.
But I think that's because when you are younger, like don't have the money to buy nice things,
Sure.
and like maybe you're not confident in yourself and you don't want to try new things and
Totally.
new fashions and
Yeah.
things like that. And I feel like now, I have the money to do it
Yep.
and I'm more confident in myself and I want
Mhm.
to try new things and I want to be dressed as good as I feel
Absolutely.
inside.
I firmly believe, like, elaborating on that, like, you are a depiction of how you feel inside. Like, I
Yeah,
do believe if you get up and get dressed and do your hair and do your makeup and go get, a hydrofacial or your treatment, like, you are a reflection and you're gonna feel the way you treat yourself, right?
absolutely.
Buy yourself the nice shirt
Yeah.
and feel hot and sexy. Like, do it for you though, you know?
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, I have always been raised actually like this is my dad's fault. Dad,
Mm.
he always bought like the name brand stuff
Oh, yeah.
because of the quality and
Yep.
he always justified it like that. And so that's still like in me like I got to like it's worth the price because of the quality. But I
Yep.
feel like nowadays like it's all mixed, right? Like all these clothes are coming from like the
It's
same thing
so
and it's
true.
just the like the outside brand
Yep.
that you're paying for,
Totally. Like the label on it. Yeah,
the
totally.
label
Yeah.
exactly. And so I try, I feel the same way. Like I justify with good deals and stuff. I
Yes.
love getting good deals.
Totally. Why is that? As
It,
women, I feel like we do. We want a good deal.
yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
Cracks me up. Okay, going back to the like have the money and the confidence and all these things now at this point in your life.
Mhm.
Isn't it crazy? Like, I don't know if most women feel this way, but after having two kids, like I truly feel like the most, and I don't know if this is like an age thing too,
Mhm.
but like I've never felt more confident, like in my body, in my life, like just everything. Like I just feel like I've never been this confident. Is it true? Like I feel like probably your teens and young 20s are like you're figuring out who you are. Like
Yes.
what's your perspective on that? And then as you approach, because I'm 26, um, as you get closer to 30, like you just give less fucks about like what other people think, or what do you think that is?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're just discovering yourself and maybe you're just focused on other people, maybe you're focused on other things in life. I at least for
Or you're just,
me,
like, too busy to care? Like you said, like,
maybe.
you're a working mom, you have the money to treat yourself and wear the things you wanna wear and get the treatments you wanna get, right? Like, is it
Yeah,
just a little of everything?
I think so. I mean, I just feel like I know who I am now and
Totally.
I know what I like and how I want to perceive myself and how I
Sure.
want others to perceive me and
Mhm.
it's funny too because I think when I was a bedside nurse
Mhm.
and like going to work, you wear scrubs and you're like changing diapers and you're
Sure.
like doing the hard stuff and you don't care what you look like. You like barely have any makeup on, you have your hair in a bun.
Mhm.
And now I go to work and like that's my job is to portray what I want my patients to want,
Right, and how
right?
to feel, yeah, to feel good
Yeah.
about yourself.
Yeah.
Why it's so true, like, take care of yourself, and that's, like, even something as simple as, like, my pedicure thing, like, it's just treating yourself, like, making yourself feel good, getting
Mhm.
your hair done, or, for you, it's, like, getting your nails done or, your hair scalp facials, like, just
Yeah.
doing something that makes you feel good. It not only gives you, like, the results on the outside, but it just feeds your soul, you know?
Absolutely.
And as women, we need that. Like, you're
Yeah.
taking care of your patients all day and your kids and
Mhm.
everyone else. Like, it's just a time to just, like, slow down and be your
Yes.
full self and feel good.
I feel like now in this, age, I have learned to step back and do things for myself, like
Mhm.
gardening and reading books and
Yes.
things like that. I
Yep.
think, I'm so busy and I don't want people to think that I don't like it
Right.
or that I'm burdened by everything. I
Mhm.
feel like the busy now that I have is very much like passionate
Yep.
work
Totally.
versus
Like, you wouldn't have it any other way. Like, it's
right.
busy and it's
Yeah,
hard, but you wouldn't have it any other way.
exactly. Like
Mhm.
when I left bedside, I didn't want to go back because I just felt like I was living to work. Like my
Mhm.
life revolved around work.
Totally.
And I didn't like it, not passionate about it. I mean, of course, I love helping people,
Sure.
but I felt beat up.
Right. And that's just in a whole different aspect of helping people. I mean,
Yeah.
like, their life is on the line. It's just a different
Yes.
sort of
You have like this adrenaline the whole time, and I'm working
Mhm.
night shifts.
Yep.
It's not a good busy
Right.
at all. And then I wanted to go part-time so that I have more time at home. And so now I feel like I'm working a lot more than what I thought I wanted,
Sure.
but it's me doing things that I love, like
Mhm.
doing the podcast, doing trainings,
Mhm.
helping other nurses.
Which you're so good at, like, so good at.
I just feel like I love it.
Mhm.
And so I don't feel like it's busy.
Yes, and it doesn't feel like as much work as it is, like, a passion for you, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Mhm.
And I still make time for my family, and and it's a different type of work too, where I get to be home every night and
Right.
have dinner
Yep.
with them. I'm
Yep.
not gone all night somewhere,
Mhm.
sleeping all day. And
Right.
so it's nice.
Absolutely. It's crazy what pressure we put on ourselves too as moms and just juggling it all, you know?
Mhm.
We do the best we can. And again, like, you do what's right for you and your family, and you're finding your balance. And I love to see, like, your garden and, like, you taking those, that time to do the things you love, because that's what recharges you, that's what keeps you going. Um
Absolutely.
and yeah,
And
life
it's
is just
nice
short.
that I have a job that gives me that
Absolutely.
freedom to do those things. Because
Yep.
I know that if I were still working night shift and working full time,
Oh,
I would be so exhausted that I
right.
could not
Just
do
burnt out.
my garden
Right.
and.
And then when you do go to work, like, you have all of your BFFs, and, like,
Yes.
your patients are friends, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
patients have turned friends, and working for John is like working for a friend. Like, it's just, yeah, it's pretty
It
special.
really is fun. And
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of times people are like, they don't understand how much I love my job and the people I work with. And I'm always at work, even
You
on my days
totally,
off.
you really are.
I
Yes.
just love
Yes.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
that.
always willing to go in on a Friday or Saturday for patients.
Mhm.
And people are like, "Oh, you came in
It's
just for
so
me?"
sweet.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's the best part." Like, I
Right.
love going in for just one or two patients because I get to go to work, do what I love, and then I get to go home right after
Right.
and do other things that I love.
Right.
It's not a burden, it's not taking away from my day.
Mhm.
I get to do what I love. So,
I love that for you. And
yeah.
it shows. It
Yes.
definitely shows.
Yeah. So what do you love about your husband and what drives you crazy about your husband?
Mm. I might have to tread lightly on this one, Sam. I love my husband. Like, I truly believe in soulmates. But when you ask this question, I get a little fired up because he is so chill and relaxed and type B. And I don't want to offend you because I know you're type B too. So I will tread lightly. But I just honestly, some days I'm like, does he ever get like stressed or anxious or worried? Like, does he feel any of these things that I feel? And it just absolutely drives me bonkers sometimes. Or even in like a little argument, like, when you're just in a mood to just kind of feed the fire and you just kind of want to argue a little bit.
Mhm.
Like, he doesn't feed into it. It just kills me. I'm like, what? How are you so calm and cool and collected at all times? Like, do you and your husband deal with that? It blows my mind.
Well, my husband's definitely a talker. So I mean, what drives me nuts is I don't like fighting with him or having an argument with him because he tends to say the same thing over and over and over and over
Oh,
again.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it drives me
Yeah.
so like I get it. I
Yes,
know.
I got it.
Yeah. And so I think something really bad in our relationship that I don't really see anymore, but before, he talks so much that
Mm.
I tend to drown him out. Like I don't
Oh,
listen.
yeah.
And
Yep.
so because he will tend to just like talk about the most random shit.
Totally. It's you just like check out.
And so I'm like, it's like almost like my brain is like, okay, is this important? Yes.
Yeah.
Then
I'm
you
like,
listen. No, then you stop listening.
right.
And I think that's terrible of me.
Sure.
And I feel really bad about that. But at the same time, like I just don't want to listen.
It's just like a natural reaction
It is.
too. Like I definitely have those people in my life too where it's just, you love them dearly and I hope I'm not missing something important.
Right.
But after a certain point, like you just naturally kind of check out.
Yes.
And I've got to
Yeah.
think about like, yeah, what are the kids going to eat? Oh, I've got to go water the plants. Oh, I need to do that. It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Say something important.
But like, yeah, going back to like arguments, like your husband won't argue with you, but mine will. Like he will argue till his lungs give out.
That's so
And for
funny.
me, I don't like confrontation.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it.
Totally.
I want to forget it ever happened.
Yes. Move on. See the brighter side.
And so, like, obviously that's not good. But
Sure.
at the same time, like, I just can't handle talking.
Totally.
I
Yeah.
can't.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I don't know if it would be different, like, if my husband wasn't such a talker, but he's a Filipino Gemini, so he talks a lot.
Yes. Oh my gosh, did you know that yesterday, 8/8/24 was the Lionsgate portal? Did you know that?
I don't even know what that
I
is.
hope you did some manifesting. Apparently it's
What?
it's like the best day in like a long time for manifesting like abundance and wealth
Dang it,
and
Daisy.
I know. No, it's a big deal.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you wish for a lot of money, can you give me some?
Yes, absolutely. I will include you. Yes.
you.
Yes. We'll go buy an island. And yes. We can do talks and all the treatments and skincare and lay on the beach. We will be in the sun though. So,
that's fine. Yeah. I can handle that.
All right.
So then in turn, what do you do that you know that your husband does not like?
I gotta think on that one.
Spend his money.
You know what's so funny? Again, going back to him just being like, he doesn't get upset. Like it takes a lot for him to get upset. And it's so funny. Like he's so checked out of like our finances. Like he could give a shit. Like he does not care what I spend our money on. Like he just doesn't care, which is good and bad. Cause I'm like, I need somebody to keep me in check. Like
right.
I need the boundaries. Gosh, I've got to think like what he doesn't like. I might have to spin this on you and come back.
I think he probably has some pet peeves on like, so I'm the type of person that likes to make food, go eat it, come back, clean up. He likes to make food, clean up, and then eat.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think that those are his kind of pet peeves. But yes, I am so chill that I want, in my perspective, in my head, I'm thinking like, I want to enjoy my day.
Yeah.
And I like to, like when he's gone for 48 hours as a firefighter. And during that time, I do things so differently.
Totally.
With our kids, with our routines, like, and everything gets done.
Yep.
It just gets done right before I go to bed.
Right, on your time,
like, that's when I do everything. And that's when I clean up. That's when I do the dishes. That's when I do everything. The dishes are going to sit in the sink until I'm ready to do them.
Yep.
I don't focus and make that my goal.
Sure.
And I think that's what drives him nuts. Like he likes to get things done.
Yes.
And doesn't procrastinate. I'm a big procrastinator. So bad.
Hey, that's okay.
But I get shit done.
Yeah, you do.
On my time.
You just need the deadline.
I just need a deadline. I'm going to do it 5 minutes before that deadline. Like
That's right. That's right.
But hey, I do it.
It's totally personality type, okay? So that's so me and my husband, okay? Like he does not like, I get stressed. Like I get really stressed if the house is not clean, if things are out of order, if we're running late, it's just, again, like the type A in me is just like so rigid and, just structured. And I think that is where we start to butt heads because he wants things calm and cool and collected. And we just have different styles of doing things,
But it works.
It works. It totally works.
Yeah.
Oh, 1000%. But just like you said, like you guys just you and your husband have two different ideas of like how the dinner process should go. Like he wants it clean before he can relax, but you need to relax before you can clean.
Yes.
So it's just so funny.
So different.
Yeah.
I
Cracks
know.
me up.
I think we, as different personalities, we bring out different things too. Like,
And I think
person.
if you were the same people, like how boring would that be?
Yes.
How freaking boring would that be?
How high stress would it be, like, to have two stressed out people?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Or have two people that are like way too chill, right?
Exactly.
I don't know. That might be kind of fun though.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to chill out a little bit more,
Gummies help.
Right, they do. They absolutely do. Yeah.
But yeah, like I think one thing that's good about my husband and I, he's very frugal and I'm not very frugal. I mean, I save I get the bills paid, whatever.
Sure,
but
of course.
I like to go out to dinner.
Yeah,
and
treat yourself.
I think when we moved from Hawaii, I was the breadwinner in Hawaii, believe it or not. Like I made double what my husband made.
It's crazy, yeah.
And so when we moved back to Idaho, the whole goal was that he was going to be the breadwinner again. And then I could, focus on the kids and my life and slowing down and things like that. And so I think it made him change his thought process too, that like, okay, I'm going to be making more money.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of have to pick up the slack of where like Sam would, take us to dinner or go on these trips and vacations and stuff like that. So I think he got a little bit better about taking time and making memories.
Yeah.
And that costs some money.
It does, yeah.
To do those things,
Mm-hmm.
but you're living life. You're never going to regret like going on that trip.
No.
Or spending the money to go.
Not at all.
On this, adventure with your kids,
right. Life is too short.
Yeah. So I think it's good to bring out a little bit of our sides.
Absolutely. And opposites do attract. I totally believe that. And it's for a reason. Again, like that would be so boring if you were the same people. That would be no fun at all. Yep.
So true. Well, thank you for coming on our
Thanks for
Unfiltered Beauty Podcast. It was great. I miss you so much. I know everyone else does too.
I know.
But yeah, it was nice to catch up. And
so fun. Yes.
And
we're gonna go do pedicure soon.
Yes.
Okay.
You can twist my arm. I'll go.
Deal. Okay. Thanks, Sam.